Hello everyone. Today I have brought to you another very interesting case study of a company which is a globally market leader in the cement industry, Heidelberg Cement India Limited. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe right now and hit the bell icon to activate the notifications. And do watch this video till the end because I have brought to you the research of 2 to 3 days in a concise form of 15 to 20 minutes. And I'm sure if you watch this video till the end, you will be able to decide whether or not to invest in this company. I am Varun Agarwal and let's get started. So this company believes in excellence in whatever they do. They are focused in excelling in performance, products, people, their processes, and also the environment and the planet. Let us discuss the introduction of this company. Heidelberg Cement Group is one of the world's largest integrated manufacturers of building materials. In India, they started their operations in 2006, and for entry into India, they acquired controlling stake in Mysore Cements Limited and they entered into a joint venture with Indorama Cement Limited, and later they converted this into the full acquisitions. They completely acquired these companies, and then they Indorama Cement, they merged it with Mysore Cement and they changed the name of Mysore Cement to Heidelberg Cement India Limited. So they didn't start with a fresh construction of plant. They entered into India with the acquisition which we discussed. In 2009, the company expanded their capacity of production from 2.1 tons to 5.4. So they increased to more than double. Originally, this company started in a small town in Germany, which is called Heidelberg. That is why the name is Heidelberg Cement, and that was started in 1873. So this company has a very long legacy. Globally, if we see, this company is number one in the world in aggregates production. Aggregates are the other small building materials like the stones and other things which are used in construction, and they rank number second globally in the production of cement, and they rank number third in ready-made concrete mix. In the past, they have acquired an Italian cement company called Italcementi to expand their operations and diversify their products. Globally, they have more than 58,000 employees and 3,000 plus production sites, and they have presence in 60 plus countries. In India, Mr. Jamshed Naval Cooper is the chairman and managing director of this company. If you see in India, their presence, as you can see on the screen, the integrated units are there in Damo and Aman Sandra, and the grinding unit is in Jhansi. Then, other than that, they have their registered office in Gurgaon and other sales offices. Overall, their strategy of success is operational excellence. They strive to bring efficiency in whatever they are operating. For example, they have high level of customer oriented reinforced with service objectives. So they are very customer centric company, and they are ensuring that their cost structure remains very competitive, and they have a lot of focus on sustainability and the environment, and financially also they are focusing on short term as well as the long term growth. Let us discuss their business model. They have two brands in the market, MyChem and MyChem Power. One of the most these brands are one of the most premium brands of cements in India, and they manufacture and sell to industries, to consumers like you and me, and they are also focused in rural sales and as well as the government projects. Let us discuss the cement industry in India. Cement production in financial year 2019 grew by 13% compared to financial year 2018, which was 6%. And the cement production during financial year 2019 was about 337 million tons compared to 298 million tons. So in financial year 19, the production overall in the industry was much better than the earlier year. Average capacity utilization of this industry is only 70%, but in the last year, HCIL's average capacity of production was 90%. So they have improved their efficiencies in utilizing their plant capacities. In financial year 2020, due to this COVID situation, there may be an impact on the infrastructure development of the country, which may have an impact on this company and the industry. They have a lot of demand from growing infrastructure which is in the country, and also the government initiatives. And this the cement industry or the cement company has a lot of impact because of the fuel prices also, because they'll use a lot of fuel as a raw material for heating the production process, and that prices will have a lot of impact. But in financial year 2019 those prices were high, but in financial year 2020-21 the fuel costs may go down. The competitors of this company are Ultratech Cement, Shri Cement, Ambuja Cement, ACC, and there are a lot of other competitors which you already know. What is the advantage this company has when compared to its competitors? This company's brand is recognized as a premium brand in the cements. That is why the customers remain with this company, as they are having total trust in this particular brand and the quality. Globally, they have huge presence and they have support from the entire parent company and the several other companies across the globe. Technology wise, this company is trying to be the best in technology, and even now they are trying to improve every year, automate their processes, which we will discuss in the next slide. And they strive to be excellent in whatever process or whatever activity they do. The quality is very consistent and very premium. What are the growth prospects of this company in the near future? The government is focusing on construction of roads of 83,000 kilometers to be built over the next 5 years. So that will have a lot of demand, and the government is also trying to provide affordable housing to the maximum people possible in the country. Government's initiatives like Housing for All by 2022. The public infrastructure related demand, strong focus of the government on India on projects like smart cities, dedicated freight corridors, metro rail projects, and several other projects of the government will create a lot of demand towards this industry in the near future. What are the risks which this company faces? Overall macroeconomic slowdown, which is something which we are facing right now. The fuel, as I said, is very important for the industry. That supply might be at risk. The freight cost, because the cement is something where it occupies a lot of space, but the value is less. So the freight cost is more. That is why they try to minimize the freight cost and bring in more efficiencies in the transport. Their key materials which they require in the production, like fly ash from the power plants, that supply may be at risk. So for this materials which they consider it as a risky proposition, they enter into long-term contracts with other companies, because of which they have very clear mindset that they will get a continuous supply, and also since it's a long-term huge contract, they get cost benefits which will increase their profits. That is normally this company does, and it has done the same thing in financial year 2019. Operationally, this company has got some achievements which we will discuss a couple of them. In financial year 19, the turnaround time of the trucks that drastically increased, which reduced their transportation costs, and they are trying to make their maximum trucks GPS enabled, so further they can track them very well and they can further reduce their cost of transport. The company entered into a long-term contract for procurement of gypsum, which got their cost reduced by 5%, and they are also taking initiatives like route rationalization, reduction in turnaround time, direct dispatches from the plant itself instead of the warehouse, and all these activities are resulting in savings. So in this particular industry, if you observe, it is not just how they operate, how they do the sales, but if they focus on their operations also, they are trying to reduce their cost and they are trying to maximize their profits. they are trying to digitize and automate all the processes in the company. They have come up with a program called continuous improvement program, where every employee is given a chance in different departments to find out where there can be better efficiencies in work, and those employees are rewarded and those ideas are implemented, and they save a lot of money, power, water and several other resources by their ideas. So as people, as production processes, logistic processes and the sales related processes, all these processes they are trying to automate and they are trying to digitize. After discussing everything about the company, let us discuss the numbers now. In the December 2019 quarter, they have got a revenue of 549 crores. Compared to the earlier December quarter, it was 564. So the revenue is almost the same or slightly less. In September 2009, it was 520. 2019, it was 522 crores. So quarter on quarter basis, revenue wise, it is almost flat. And profit after tax in December 2019 quarter was 65 crores, and previous December quarter it was 65 crores, and previous December quarter was 59. So although the revenue was same or slightly less, if you observe, the profit has gone up, and September 2019 it was 58 crores. If you see, this particular year has been very great in terms of performance for this company. HCIL reported the highest ever annual production and sales volumes, sales revenue, EBITDA and net profit in this year. If you see, the cement production was increased by 4.6% when compared to the previous year in this year, financial 19. The cement sales were up by 5.2% in terms of quantity. The net sales in terms of quantity, in terms of value, were up by 12.9, almost 13% was the increase in the revenue this year. Net profit was up by 65% this year, and they also paid increased dividend by 60%. So this year their performance has been very good. In fact, one of the best when compared to all the earlier years they have been operating in India. The revenue, see, it is going on increasing, and this year has been the best. They have clocked a revenue of 2168 crores in financial year 2019. In terms of volume, again there is a consistent growth, and this year was the best of 4897,000 tons. EBITDA, if you see, again there is a consistent rise, and this year it was 23.9%, which is again the best until now. Profit after tax was about 220 crores in financial year 2019, which was the best until now. Debt, if you see, is going on decreasing, and it has gone down to just, the debt equity ratio has gone down to 0.44%, and you may see that this company becomes a debt free company in the near future. Earning per share has continuously increased, and this year if you see, it is 9.7, which is much more when compared to the earlier year. So equity, if you see the balance sheet items, the equity of the company is consistently same, which is very good. The reserves are continuously growing. The debts are going down. Earlier financial year 2018 they were 469 crores, and this year it's 392 crores. The cash balance is 338 crores. So if you see, it almost equals the debt. So this company has sufficient cash and may become debt free. They declared an interim dividend of rupees 1, which is 10% of the face value, and final dividend of rupees 3. So this company is consistently paying dividends. The promoter of this company is a foreign company, as this is a multinational company, and it's Cementrum IBV, which holds almost 70% stake in this company, and the stake is unpledged. Institutional holding of mutual funds and other FIIs is about 18.76%, and the director's remuneration is 2.67%. This director's remuneration is less because the managing director is paid by Heidelberg Cement AG, which is again a parent company. Cash flow from operating activities is 393 crores. Cash outflow for investing activities is just 26 crores. So they have sufficient positive free cash flows. and the net profit margin is 10.34, which is pretty decent. Return on equity is 19.9, almost 20%, which is again decent. Return on capital employed is almost 25%. Inventory turnover ratio is 14.5x. That means the inventory is moving out pretty fast. Let us discuss the valuations. The last trading price is 152.8. The 52-week high and low is 122 and 217. 1 year return is minus 21% because of the lockdown COVID fall. 5 years return in spite of the lockdown is almost 117%, which is decent. Market cap is 3463, so this is a small cap company. P ratio, one way of looking at a small cap company is in India, they have still a lot of scope in growth. The other way is small cap companies are risky, but in this case it's a multinational company, so I feel it is not of much risk. PE ratio is 13.8, which is very decent. It's trading lower than the industry PE of 22. Earning per share is 11.6. Price book ratio is 2.96, almost 3, which is again decent. Intrinsic value as per Benjamin Graham's formula is 270. If you want to learn how to calculate intrinsic value, you can see the link in the description. There is a separate video for that. So this is trading much less, almost half the value of the intrinsic value, which is a very attractive valuation at the present time. If you see the 5 years price chart, there is a consistent increase and there is a decent return in spite of the COVID fall. If you see with the Sensex, it is almost in line with the Sensex movement, which is again a good sign. Recent announcements, this company has the ratings reconfirmed by the India Ratings as AA plus stable. There has been no change in the shareholding as per the latest report of March 2020. They have declared an interim dividend this year of rupees 1.5, which is again a good sign. So overall, I have given you all the indicators to decide whether or not to invest in this company wisely. And let me sum up that this company has very good fundamentals. It's a market leader on a global basis. It has consistently shown growth in India, and this company focus on excellence in whatever processes they follow. The valuations are very attractive. It has a lot of brand advantage globally. So in India, still they have a lot of scope to grow. But in terms of returns, they have not shown very great returns. The share has not shown very great returns in the past, but it may show in the future. And the sales growth has been normal. It is not growing tremendously well, but it is pretty decent. So I hope you like this video. If you like it, do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to activate the notifications. If you have any doubt, please leave in the comments below, and if you want me to make more videos on your favorite companies, please leave the names of those companies in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a great day.